did not tip the girl who did my braids yesterday, and this was the first time I haven't tipped to get my hair done.
I'm a hairstylist, and I agree that tipping culture is getting out of hand. Let me give you a few tips if you decide that you don't want to tip your hairstylist. The economy is bad for everyone, including us service providers, to the point where I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of videos telling hairstylists it's time to raise your prices. You have to raise your prices in order to make overhead. And if you didn't see her video, she basically was saying that she didn't feel the need to tip her hairstylist because her hairstylist worked for herself and sets her own prices. And that is true that a lot of service providers in this day and age either work from home or work in a suite, might be the business owner, and they set the prices that give them the wages necessary for them to run their business. I am here to say that tips are appreciated, but they're not expected. However, there is some etiquette I think it's still important to follow if you decide that you're not going to tip. And this is talking about tipping if you really loved and appreciated the service, not tipping because you didn't like what you were provided. That's a whole nother story. Maybe we'll talk about that later. Number one would be arguing the price, either jokingly or serious, saying things like, ooh, it costs that much, or girl, you breaking my pockets. And then proceeding to not tip after the service is going to leave me as a service provider thinking maybe she thought this cost too much and then she didn't like her hair. Paying the full price without any objections, without any questions, without wondering is always going to be indicative of you feeling like the service was worth it and that you have no problems and you're not giving me pushback. Number two would be express appreciation while you're in the chair. If you love your hair, please say it. Say, oh my gosh, I love this. These are the best braids I've ever had. My hair looks great. Yes. Not just take the mirror and say, it's fine. And then walk out and proceed to not tip. Again, it looks like maybe she didn't like her hair. And for us who it's our hair is our art, we go to bed at night like wondering, ooh, did she like her hair? Or maybe I should have curled it differently. She didn't leave a tip and she didn't really seem happy, so I'm not sure. So if you are happy with the service and you're not going to tip, just make sure that you tell the stylist that you love your hair. Make sure she knows. And number three would be do not gatekeep. So we see the impact that this app in general has on other people's businesses when a client comes on and has a bad experience, right? They come on and give you their hair horror story about what happened and everyone's in a comment like, girl, tag them. Who did your hair? Or we're in the culture of leaving a review only when we've had a bad experience. However, it is the opposite of when we have an absolutely amazing experience. Our first thought is not to go and leave a review. We're not posting on social media about how great our experience is. We're not telling our friends. We actually have a little bit of culture of gatekeeping and maybe saying, I don't want to tell anybody about this person because I don't want them to get booked and busy and I want to keep them all to myself.